We started the business as in napakaliit lang ng puhunan namin. In fact, we started 25,000 pesos lang.
Ang ginawa namin doon sa 25,000 namin is yung 10,000 pinambayad namin sa training.
Your mentor must, number one, have the result that you want. So huwag kayo magpa-mentor sa wala namang negosyo. Kasi ako, principle ko talaga, pag may pinasukan ako isang bagay na hindi ko alam, number one talaga sa akin, hanap ako ng mentor para hindi na ako papasok sa tinatawag nating tae. Trial and error. When you feel good, you do good. Period.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Beyond Business Playbook Podcast, the show where Filipino entrepreneurs learn how to scale smarter, lead better, and grow faster.
I'm Donovan, and together with me is Dale and Coach Russ, which is our mentor and the CEO of the CEO. Today, we have our guest who founded Vendes Corporation 2019 through the e-commerce industry and Facebook advertising. Company has expanded into multiple ventures, including a JNT Express franchise, distribution of packaging, materials, dropshipping and fulfillment services, and importation. Recent business partnership, which is Gen Z's North, which focuses on helping entrepreneurs activate their e-commerce business. Welcoming right now in our podcast, Ms. Dessa Culila, which is the COO, and the CEO, Melvin Culila. Let's give a round of applause. Again, thank you so much for really having the time to be here in our podcast. So, how did Vendes Corporation started?
Nag-start talaga yung Vendes Corporation. Backyard business lang talaga. Nag-start kami back then sa bahay pa ng nanay ko. As in literal na backyard business. Kasi sa likod talaga ng bahay ng nanay ko. As in a small space, nandun na yung parang pagka umikot ka, nandun na yung kusina. Pag lumingon ka, nandun na yung bedroom. Pagtingin mo doon, nandun na yung sala. As in talagang napakaliit lang na space. Hanggang sa nag-grow siya ng nag-grow. We started the business as in napakaliit lang ng puhunan namin. In fact, we started 25,000 pesos lang. And ayun, we started the business after namin ikasal ni Melvin. So yung puhunan namin, nanggaling yun dun sa parang yung gift ng mga bisita. So yun yung natira, 25,000 as in ganon. So kami very critical nung situation na namin back then kasi 25,000, you have to learn pa, magbabayad ka ng training, mamumuhunan ka pa sa product, as in sobrang critical. But looking back sobrang grateful ako na dun kami nag-start sa ganong state wherein talagang backyard business. And ang intention lang namin back then is we wanna support yung mga tao. Gusto namin mag-provide din ng business, ng employment to them. Kasi alam namin yung pakiramdam ng wala talagang trabaho. In fact, resign ako sa trabaho.
Wow.
Kasi talagang nag-take lang kami ng risk na sige, try natin to, gawin natin yung business. So I resigned dun sa company na stable naman yung trabaho ko dun. And then si Melvin din, nag-resign din siya. So nag-decide kami na sige, pagtulungan natin yung business.
Galing naman. Ako, curious lang ako, since risk takers kayo at nag-umpisa kayo sa pakimkim na 25,000, meron bang mga struggles along the way bago natin na-achieve yung success? Or pwede nyo bang i-share kung ano yung mga pinagdaanan na struggles nung nag-uumpisa kayo?
Sige, actually, ang isa sa pinaka-thankful ako, nung nag-start kasi kami mag-business, yung Vendes Corporation, way back 2012, nung 17 years old pa lang kami, nag-start na kami, kumbaga, na-expose na kami sa business nung nag-aaral pa lang kami. And at that time, nag-start kami kasi sa network marketing . So, ang good thing, na-expose kami ng ilang years from 2012 to 2019. So, nung mga time na yon, talagang hindi kami kumita ng malaki, pero ang kinita naman namin doon is na-expand yung mindset namin. And nag-fail kami ng maraming beses talaga. So, ang good thing, nung kinasal kami, after nung wedding nga namin, so nagulat din ako na nagtuloy-tuloy yung success dun sa business namin. And isa din sa talagang naging reason kung bakit ganon is talagang binless kami ni Lord kasi after kasi ng wedding namin . So kumbaga yung mga mali namin ginagawa before naging tama nung kinasal kami.
Correct.
And at the same time meron kaming clarity dun sa kung ano yung gusto naming makuha.
What was that experience Tapos nung nag-transition naman kayo to e-commerce, how did you find e-commerce from being an MLM or networker transitioning to e-commerce nung kinasal kayo?
So, ang nangyari kasi is na-expose ako sa iba't ibang klaseng businesses. So, after ng MLM ko, nag-real estate pa ako and kung ano-anong racket pa. And syempre, yung mga nakakasama ko doon, nag-e-com na sila that time. And ang good thing nun, habang ginagawa nila yung e-com, nagtatanong-tanong ako paano yan ginagawa. Tapos, nung kinasal nga kami, actually, ginagawa ko na yung e-com, nag-aaral na ako sa YouTube kung paano siya ginagawa. After nga nung kasal namin, ang ginawa namin doon sa 25,000 namin is yung 10,000 pinambayad namin sa training. Actually, tinry muna namin na gawin to ng 1 month. Ako mag-isa, inaral ko. Hindi ko magawa. So, sabi ko, sige, shortcut na natin. Yung 25,000 na to, 10,000 pambayad na natin sa training. At least dito, may mag-guide sa atin.
Yeah.
So, actually, doon nag-start.
Yeah, that's very important, no, na kailangan meron tayong clarity
Yes.
kung ano ba yung pinapasok natin. Kasi sa totoo lang, there's a lot of learnings in YouTube eh. Pero having the right learnings and mentors, talagang mas mapapabilis yung pag-scale eh, no? And with that experience, no, in building that business and having that program in mentorship, syempre hindi pa rin may iwasan yung struggles while building this company, no? Can you share to us, what are those memorable challenges nung sinisimulan nyo pa lang tong company nyo in e-commerce?
In terms of struggle, siguro napakadami. Kasi talagang try and error. So, first thing is the system and structures. Since we came from other industry, so anong malay namin dyan? As in talagang hindi pa namin alam kung paano gagawin in terms of formalizing everything, mga files, ganyan. So wala pang malinaw na structures and systems. And sabi nga namin, kung hindi pa kami nasasaktan back then sa mga experiences namin, like RTS, example, return to sender. Dati di namin pinapansin yan. Hanggang sa nang dumami na-realize namin, nag-compute kami, ay, laki din pala ng value nito. So ang dami din kaming nasayang na pera kasi we have to learn in a hard way dun sa mga bagay na yon. Pero in terms of struggles talaga, we keep on learning dun sa mga struggles na pinagdaanan namin. So pinag-iisipan namin kung ano yung solusyon dun. And we learn about it, we search about it. So nairaraos naman yung mga challenges na yon. Pero isa sa mga hindi ko makalimutan na struggle is, syempre, kung hindi system it's people. So talagang yung iba matitigas ang ulo, mga pasaway, binigyan mo na ng instruction, hindi nagfa-follow, yung iba clear naman yung binigay mo pero parang they cannot understand. So in terms of commitment, we cannot get their commitment ng ganun kalalim kagaya ng sa amin. Hindi kagaya sa amin, maulanan, maarawan, bumiyahe ka ng malayo, magmotor ka, masiraan ka ng gulong. We still do it anyway, no? Pero sa kanila, they have a limited commitment in terms of doing their job.
Yan, yung ganyang klaseng struggles, paano siya naka-apekto sa personal life tsaka sa work-life balance nyo?
Syempre, yan yung mga time na parang hindi mo na nga trabaho, pinasa mo na, you hired someone to do it. Ang ending, you're gonna do it.
Ikaw pa rin.
So yun yung struggle dyan, na parang syempre, you're gonna sacrifice your own time for yourself. Ito, real talk lang talaga, when we started the business, as in, alam mo yung pagbaligo ka, parang masaya ka na pag nakaligo ka kasi sobrang hassle talaga. As in, you have to process the orders. Kasi sabi nga namin, okay lang, basta may toothbrush ka. Ganong level eh. Pero back then, ganong level na kailangan mo talagang kunin muna at first yung mga trabaho para ma-master mo siya. Pero it doesn't mean naman ma-master mo siya tapos pinasa mo, makukuha nila agad.
Correct.
So it takes a lot of time and may process talaga siya bago nila ma-master din yung ginagawa. So struggle din is, yun nga, lalo pag dumadami na sila, you have to monitor them one by one. And imagine pag madami, ang nangyayari talaga dyan is firefighting. So patay sunod ka dito, tapos dito na naman may problem. So yan yung challenges na ako personally, I cannot forget about it. Kasi ako yung personally naka-experience din ng gano'n na ang daming problems na sinosolve.
How about in your relationship? Paano naman siya naka-affect? Since syempre you're a couple doing this business, syempre hindi maiiwasan yan eh. Maybe can you open to us or be vulnerable about this in your relationship? Ano yung mga naging struggles naman na naka-affect because of the business?
Siguro ako, sige.
Madami.
To be open and vulnerable, no? Personally, I am a dominant person. Di lang halata. Pero marami talaga kaming mga hindi na pagkakasundoan na decision ni Melvin back then. Like, ito yung gusto niya, tapos ako iba yung gusto ko. Tapos pareho naman tama yung perspective namin. But minsan nagtatalo kami kasi iba yung way niya sa way ko. Pero ang ending talaga, pareho naman kami ng goal at gustong mangyari. So in terms of parang magkasundo kami sa perspective, dyan kami hirap back then. Kasi siya, papatunayan niya yung perspective niya. Tapos ako papatunayan ko din yung perspective ko. As in, nagtatalo talaga kami. One of the thing na hindi ko din makalimutan, as in sabi ko, sige, ikaw na lang gumawa ng business. Ayoko na, sa bahay na lang ako. Tapos sabi niya, ayoko din. Ikaw na lang dyan. Ako na lang sa bahay. So, ang ending parang kami yung parang nagde-decide na kung sino yung may iiwan sa bahay, sino yung mag-aalaga sa bata.
Yan, pag ganyan na nagkakaroon na ng conflict sa relationships dahil sa business problems, ano yung mapapayo nyo sa ganyan, Coach? Ano yung initial thoughts nyo sa ganyan?
Parang happy lang ako na naririnig tong mga pinagdadaanan yung dalawa kasi kung nasaan kayo ngayon, parang anlayo na ng narating nyo. So, maraming salamat. No? Napaka-inspiring nyo, napaka-open nyo, napaka-vulnerable nyo. Ang klaro lang nakita ko gusto yung makatulong at yan yung pinangahawakan. At the end of the day, every struggle that we have in the business has everything to do with our personal life. So, especially couple, hindi natin naintindihan yung banggaan ninyo, hindi naman dahil hindi nyo mahal ang isa't isa.
Correct.
Yeah.
Kung hindi, iba pinalaki si Melvin, iba pinalaki si Tessa. Example lang, baka nung pinalaki si Melvin, siguro yung family napaka-loving, napaka-giving, lahat ng papuri nandyan. Tapos kang Tessa naman, hindi. Lumabang ka, umayos ka. So, here they are now, getting together. Iba yung pagpalaki sa'yo, ibang pagpalaki sa'yo. Doon palang conflict.
Correct.
That's why it's very important, no? Especially for couple. Bago ka pumasok sa isang relationship na seryosohan, kailangan mo na hilumin mo yung sarili mo from your past trauma, from your past experiences, because chances are malaki ang effect dito sa romantic relationship at lalo pag nagkaanak kayo, mapasa nyo yan. The same thing with the other party. So, which means balik pa rin tayo. No? As a business owner, 90% I would really suggest is for you to start working on your personal mastery, which is master yourself really well. Because pag hindi mo na-master yung sarili mo, paano mo pa palagay yung negosyo mo with happiness, ease, peace, and joy? There's a lot of internal conflicts.
Correct.
That's why, again, in our OD program, okay, in all the concepts, in all the structure, in all the frameworks that we have, everything starts with personal mastery. Because when you have mastered yourself, when the heat is on, you'll just smile and say, all right, easy. Hindi mo papatulan yung sama at sakit ng loob, no? And that is where we come in as on OD, no? So again, we have a lot of guests here na nung nag-OD sila, nagulat sila, pati relationship ng asawa, umayos, relationship ng mga anak, umayos, nadamay na yung magulang, no? Because again, what we do in OD is really taking a look at how can we bring soul, yung kaluluwa sa organization, because at the end of the day, what is separating us is our physical form, but what is really the truth about it is we're all connected in the soul level if we start to think about it. Most important part, no, especially nakita ko yung up and down. For how many years kayo? Talagang struggle na gapang?
2012 to 2019 eh. Yung
Okay, so like 7
wala pa
years,
kami.
right? Kasi ako, principle ko talaga, pag may pinasukan ako isang bagay na hindi ko alam, number one talaga sa akin, hanap ako ng mentor para hindi na ako papasok sa tinatawag nating tae.
Correct.
No? Trial and error. No? So I guess the struggle was trial and error, and only to find out, meron na palang mabilis sa solusyon. Now here's the thing, marami kasing mga mentor na available dyan, especially online, na kadalasan nabudol tayo.
Yeah.
No? Na-experience nyo na ba yan?
Yes.
Na nagbayad ka ng malaking-malaki, tapos only to find out, yung tinuro lang galing lang sa ChatGPT, tapos wala nang palang business model na ginawa. Again, very important, do your job. Because again, para sa akin, walang naloloko pag hindi kayo nagpaloko. That's why, number one, your mentor must, number one, have the result that you want. So huwag kayo magpa-mentor sa wala namang negosyo.
Agree.
Importante, result tignan nyo. Okay? However, sometimes kasing result pwedeng bumoljak lang or jumakpat lang, di ba? Pangalawa, take a look at the track record. Gaano ba ka-successful ng tao? Ilang years na ba? Because your track record will always speak your character. Because sa track record yung character. Patigit sa lahat, pangatlo, tignan nyo yung lifestyle ng mentor nyo. Right? Yung lifestyle mo ba, gusto mong puyat-puyat, no? Or inom-inom. Kung yan ang gusto mo, then magpa-mentor ka. Pero kung yan hindi mo gusto, importante din kasi yan eh. Bakit? Again, I was exposed with a lot of ultra rich people, and little did I know that was my resentment. Kasi halos lahat sila parang hindi makauwi pag hindi nakainom. Right? Tapos pagbalik sa akin, nag-away ng asawa. Tapos yung lahat ng nangyayari sa buhay hindi nila gusto kasi nga hindi pinapahalagahan ng health. Kasi laging pera.
Correct.
Nakalimutan ng pamilya kasi nga pera. That's something I would like you to start looking into. Okay? Lifestyle of your mentor. Pero pinakamahalaga sa akin, number 4 is what we call yung values. Yung value ba ng mentor mo, value mo rin ba? No? Ang akin yung pinaka-importanteng values sa mentor na pipiliin ko, yung talagang transformational mentor more than just a transactional mentor. Which means pumasok lang ba kayo sa isang relasyon dahil may transaction? Pagkatapos ng transaction nawala na, iba yon. No? Again, these are the 4 checkpoints that you want to start looking into kasi nagbayad na lang din kayo yung maayos ng bayaran ninyo. And I think that's where it will all come in. No? And the reason why I love being a mentor is because every organizational development that we do is damay-damay lahat, personal life, right? Company, organization, relationship, that will spell a lot of difference in the way you do your business.
Thank you so much, Coach Ross, no, for all that advice. And I would like to ask again, Desa and Mr. Melvin, no, when was the point na na-realize nyo because of this struggle and nag-expand na kayo, kailan yung point na kailangan nyo ng mag-restructure or kailangan nyo na ng bagong strategies na i-implement in the organization?
Dumating talaga sa point na naghahanap talaga kami ng mentors pa. Kasi nung nagsisimula kami, yan yung habit talaga namin eh. Talaga nagpupunta kami ng Maynila para makipag-mastermind, makipagkaibigan sa mga ibang business owners. Kasi sa e-commerce kasi yun nung ang bilis ng change. Kaya we keep on learning talaga. We keep on exposing ourselves sa mga tao na pwede naming maging network.
Totoo.
Yung theory of space namin, inaayos talaga namin at that time. And dumating din sa point na kumbaga, naging limited yung pag-expose namin sa sarili namin and naging stagnant kami. Kaya talagang nung na-expose kami kay Coach Jason Ferrer, ayan, lumaki yung namin, kumbaga mas lumaki yung yung vessel namin. Kaya nung nakita namin yung IM Plus, talagang ginaw din namin kasi nakita namin ang daming value namin pwedeng makuha eh.
Yeah.
So ayun.
And nung mga panahon na yon, nung nag-i-struggle din kayo, ano yung parang most impactful experience sa inyo where you're struggling in those moments, ma'am?
Sa akin, realize ko na we forgot to take care about ourselves. Kasi parang sa sobrang busy mo sa business, the last thing na maiisip mo is alagaan ng sarili mo. Lalo pag everything is struggling na.
Yeah.
So yun nga, sabi ko nga kanina, parang hindi mo na work, kukunin mo pa. So anong natira sa'yo? So nung na-expose kami sa IM Plus, dun kami na-introduce sa word na personal mastery.
Yeah.
Na we have to take care of ourselves, hindi lang yung business namin. Kasi pag inuna namin yung sarili namin, everything will follow.
Totoo.
So same with the relationship, na pag inuna namin yung sarili namin, magkaroon kami ng me time, alagaan namin yung sarili namin, we will be good sa relationship namin, even sa mga kids namin. So yun yung nag-start kami na magkaroon kami ng awareness na it's not about the business, it's not about the relationship, it's about us. Paano kami mismo.
Nice. I really agree to that, no? As above, so below. So kung ano yung mga practices nyo right now, naapektuhan nagre-radiate yan sa team nyo, sa family nyo. And that's something na talagang nakaka-inspire to a lot of business owners. And right now, ano yung mga practices nyo na continuous nyong ginagawa to sustain this, yung mga na-realize nyo because of those past mistakes?
Sa akin siguro yung continuously exposing ourselves, growth, experience, and contribution. Like now, parang sabi ko nga, I'll be honest, this is our first time doing this.
Yes.
And sabi ko, say yes na lang and show up.
Nice.
No matter what, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to show myself and maybe, share yourself to the world. Baka meron silang makuhang lesson. So, na-maintain siya kasi because of the theory of space. Wherein sobrang honored kami to be here Sabi ko nga nung sa mga tanong nyo lang kanina, parang napapalook back ako. Parang malayo pa, pero malayo na.
Wow.
Like, ayaw nga na nanggaling kami sa ganong level. And right now, nung na-expose kami nare-realize namin na yung mga trainings na na-attenan namin, yung mga lessons na nakuha namin, nakikita namin sa buhay ng mga kumbaga na-exposed kami.
Yeah.
Example, hindi lang siya basta theories, hindi lang siya basta session learnings, but makita siya personally dun sa mga taong kasama namin. Like, pag sinabing personal mastery, makikita mo sa kanya na may personal mastery siya. In terms of taking care dun sa sarili niya, makikita mo din. So, mas na-inspire kami na, alam mo yun, gawin yung mga natutunan namin. Hindi lang siya by the book or sinulat mo lang siya, but i-apply mo din.
Wow. Yung dyan nagustuhan ko yung in terms ina-apply nyo doon sa growth, experience, and contribution. Tumatak sa akin yun. Speaking of contribution, kilala kayo bilang nagpapa-mastermind kayo ng wala namang kapalit, wala namang kayong kikitain or what. Ano yung pinanggagalingan ng ganitong giving na attitude nyo towards other business persons?
Siguro nung nag-start kasi kami, alam namin yung feeling na walang nakaka-network doon sa lugar namin. And at that time, nung nagsimula nga kami ng Ecom ng 2019, we keep on pupunta pa kami ng Antipolo, Manila, Cavite, para lang makipag-mastermind. So, nagkaroon kami ng eagerness na, okay, buo tayo ng community sa Bulacan para at least hindi nalalayo yung mga nagsisimula.
Wow.
Kasi, syempre, hindi naman lahat kayang mag-travel mo ng malayo. Kasi kami, sanay kami na talagang bumiyahe ng madaling araw kasi nung nasa network marketing kami, inaabot kami ng 2 AM sa biyahe. And huling kain pa namin noon nung nasa school pa kami ng college sa BSU. Tapos swerte lang kami kung may magpakain sa amin na upline ng burger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kaya kumbaga alam namin yung ganung pain. Ang gusto namin, magkaroon tayo ng community sa Bulacan para at least yung mga gustong matuto, hindi nalalayo.
Thank you for sharing your story. No? Actually, nakaka-inspire yung mga kwento na sinishare nyo right now from your struggles before na maswerte na makakain ng burger, basta makatawid lang ng araw na, alam mo yun, sa pag-grind nyo ng araw na yun. And right now, in your business, that's one thing na small step for you, pero nakita nyo ng big impact na nag-shift in your business in applying those things out of that struggles?
Siguro yung accountability. Kasi, 'di ba, as owners, we have this tendency na mag-expect
Correct.
sa mga tao na kaya na nila yon, everything is good, handled well. Pero in reality, hindi natin alam din kung ano talaga yung struggles nila, saan sila nahihirapan. Yung iba dyan, may tanong, hindi nagtatanong kasi nahihiya.
Correct.
Yung iba, meron na palang red flags pero hindi nila sinasabi. Kasi natatakot silang mapagalitan.
Correct.
Pero siguro one thing na sobrang laki ng impact, simple lang siya, pero sobrang laki ng impact niya is checking on people. Hindi lang mismo yung trabaho itself, but yung mismong tao kung kamusta sila. Kasi napansin ko, based on my experience, matalinong tao, ang galing-galing, marami namang skills, pero bakit hindi gumagana? Yun pala may problem, personal problem. Ang kailangan lang pala coaching. Tapos nagugulat ka, tinulungan mo lang siya sa love life niya. Gumana na yung trabaho. Gumana na yung trabaho. Maganda na yung ginawa niyang trabaho, yung resulta ng ginagawa niya. So sa akin, accountability, hindi lang basta sa trabaho, hindi lang basta pinupulis-pulis sila, na chine-check-check sila dyan, but for me, building relationship to them in terms of magkaroon ng accountability. Kamusta sila in terms of relationship, naalagaan ba nila yung sarili nila, anong support kailangan nila. So accountability is minsan na-neglect ng mga owners kasi they trust too much. But accountability is one thing na simple lang siya pero malaki ang impact.
Yeah. Hearing these practices na ina-apply nyo in your business right now, maybe you can share right now to our audiences, paano nyo ito natutunan? Saan nyo nalaman tong practices na to be able na ma-integrate nyo siya sa company nyo right now?
First thing sa IM Plus talaga. And mas na-empower siya sa OD. Organizational development. Wherein meron kaming coach doon
Yeah.
na nagtatrack sa amin daily. Kung kamusta, meron kaming tracker doon, kung kamusta yung nangyayari sa kanila,
Yeah.
kamusta sila. Ito ay hindi lang basta parang checking lang na pinupulis-pulis, but it's just a concern, kamusta kaya siya sa buhay niya?
Yeah.
Personal life, working ba siya? Working ba ang buhay niya? Kasi if not, definitely, ganun din yung trabaho. So, doon namin natutunan yan sa IM Plus din, sa personal mastery, na hindi lang dapat sarili mo yung check mo, but you have to check yung mga taong kasama mo. Hindi lang katrabaho, but yung mga tao na, most importantly yung mga taong close sa'yo.
I agree. And maybe Coach Ras would like to expand that more, no? About
I think
what Tessa shared.
I think I can safely say, tama ba, mag-assume ako na halos lahat ng struggle sa trabaho, ang pinanggagalingan is personal problem.
Correct.
Yes,
Right?
coach.
Kasi nga papasok tayo sa trabaho, hindi feeling buong buo. Puyat. Hindi nakapag-exercise, hindi nakapag-meditate. Walang alaga sa sarili. So, anong expectation natin na ibigay yung sarili buong buo sa trabaho? Hindi kong mabigay sa akin sarili. And I think it's really a great way to allow us as leaders na more than the performance, more than the work, kumusta ang pagkatao nila? Papasok bang buo? Papasok bang kalahati? Papasok bang wasak? At kung yan ang focus natin, hindi ko lang alam, Melvin, baka pag-share ka, na dahil naramdaman ng tao na buong buo silang inalagaan, buong buo silang nag-alaga sa sarili. Yun bang trabaho malaking effect na kumikilos ng walang pasabi kasi self-managed na, kahit walang incentive, gumagana, umaayos, at the same time, habang tumatagal, nag-i-stay long. Anong effect nun?
Number one kasi pagka syempre inaalagaan nila yung sarili nila, when they feel good, they do good. 'Di ba? And ako personally kasi nung nagsisimula din ako mag-business, nung naramdaman ko na yung mentor ko talagang may concern sa akin and gusto niya na umasenso ako, talagang may tao kasi naniniwala sa akin kaya mas nanggigil din ako na gumana and gawin yung mga bagay na hindi ako komportable.
In fact, 'di ba, maalala ko meron tayong pa-incentive, no? Tapos paano ang measure nun? Hindi siya based on performance, based on self-care. So, how early do you sleep? May score 'yan, no? Do you wake up really early in the morning to do your meditation? Do you do your exercise? Do you do your learning? Because pag ginawa lang ng tao 'yan at home, champion 'yan sa work. Sabi nga, what you do off the job can determine how far you can go on the job. So which means pag nakafocus lang tayo lahat dyan, kusang nangyayari yung dapat lang gawin at nag-go beyond because excited eh.
Yeah.
Tama ka, Melvin, when you feel good, you do good. Period.
Thank you, Coach Ras, for that insight. Pero meron tayong question from our audience.
Ano na, kahit hindi live, meron ka doon.
Yes, galing to kay Nicole.
Wow.
Sabi
Sino
niya,
kaya ang Nicole na yan, no?
Sabi niya,
Anong sabi?
how can up-and-coming leaders like us within our company fully benefit from OD practice and how will it empower us more moving forward?
Number one na nakita kong effect ng OD is nagkaroon sila ng ownership. Kasi kagaya nga ng story ko kanina, yung mga tao, wala silang masyadong commitment towards the business kasi hindi naman nga sa kanila.
Correct.
So, normal naman yon kasi nga hindi sa kanila yung
Business,
company.
yeah.
But starting doing the OD, na-realize na nila na pagka ginalingan nila, win-win yun sa kanila. Never silang matatalo. It's either mapirate sila ng ibang company pag hindi namin sila na-compensate or nabigyan ng magandang incentive, or maybe maghanap sila ng ibang gusto nilang trabaho. Still win-win kasi hindi siya yung kagaya ng parang hindi ka na okay dito, pag alis mo, sige pera mo ko ng utak mo, tanggalin ko lahat ng downloads mo. Hindi pwede kasi win-win yun, lahat ng natutunan nila nasa kanila na within.
Nag-grow na
So,
sila.
nag-grow na sila. So, doing ownership sa kanila, nagagawa nila yan, ang dami nilang natututunan. And sobrang win-win kasi pati nga personal life, naaayos din.
Correct.
Ganun siyang level.
Maybe I would like to ask now, ano ang mga visions nyo with your employees? Saan nyo sila nakikita maybe 3 to 5 years from now?
Ako, nakikita ko sila as kasabay kong nagbabakasyon.
Wow.
Yung tipong pagka sinabi kong ayoko nang mag-business, I have another plans, gusto ko na lang mag-contribute. Ready sila. Sabi ko, ikaw na lang CEO. Kaya. Ready. Ganong level.
Alam mo, no, masyadong posible yan. Kasi nga, last week, nandun kami sa office, pinapunta namin ang Swiss Embassy. Kasi nga, 50 of us will be going to Switzerland for the wedding of Nani.
Yeah.
Nakakaiyak kasi dati ako lang ang nag-Europe. Ngayon, kasama ko na si Jed,
Yeah.
si Mads.
Wow.
Lahat ng asawa kasama. Posible yan eh. And I guess that can only be possible when we start to really inculcate, when we start to reinforce what we teach in OD.
Mhm.
Most important part in the OD here is kailangan natin i-align kung sino tayo bilang leader sa mga tao natin at magiging kultura para yung target natin, yung business natin, magiging ease and flow na kukunin. And that speaks a lot about, again, holding people to a certain level of accountability of what they say they will do. Bakit? Okay? Karamihan ng kapalpakan na nangyayari sa organisasyon, hindi lang sa organisasyon, sa buong mundo, is because people easily break their word. Now, in OD, we wanna reinforce that breaking your word is not okay. And para sa akin, ang punot dulo ng people who is very sick, because they did not keep their promise to take care of themselves.
Correct.
People who's very lonely because they did not take care of the relationship.
Correct.
People who's broke because they did not keep their promise to do their best in their work. No? And I guess, pag na-overemphasize natin no, sa OD, yung keeping your word by holding you accountable to your promise. No matter what, up until yung tinatawag nating DJEBs, natanggal na sa buhay ng tao. Drama, justification, excuses, blame story, then automatic people will start owning up. Okay, that's very, very important for us to reinforce on how can we make this happen, especially no, with our people, with ourselves. When we start having a practice of people keeping their word no matter what, gagana, aabante, lahat sabay. More than that, number 2 is really excellence. We make sure that we ought to live a life that is only excellence. Because naintindihan ng mga tao na when you do a poor job, you don't get any reward. Eh ang problema nating mga business owner, kasi wala tayong ibang makuha na tao, okay lang yan. Loyal naman. Di ba?
Mabait naman.
Mabait naman. Parang ang kabaitan, basic yan eh. Right? Ang loyalty, basic yan eh. Dapat lang. Pero, kaya nga siya lang dyan para matulungan ka. Kaso lang hindi ka natutulungan kasi nga we don't create excellence as a way of life. Some people are just stepping into the minimum and they get minimum wage. And again, ito yung pinakamarami kong bashing, no, online community na parang ako daw yung isang abusado na employer na ini-encourage ko yung mga tao to give their absolute best kahit minimum wage lang. Definitely yes. Because kaya nga ako minimum wage kasi at this moment nung tinanggap ko tong work na ito, yung current knowledge, skills, and experience ko, minimum lang. Now when you give your best, when you learn, when you grow, hahabol yan eh.
Yes.
Now, kung yung company mo hindi ka babayaran ng mas mataas, okay lang kasi somebody else will.
Yeah.
Somebody else are willing to pay you because again, you're not being paid by the loyalty, you're not being paid by kabaitan, you're being paid by the value that you put in. And therefore, whatever I do in my life, whether I'm paid or not, I'm gonna give it my absolute best because again, excellence is the only way to make sure that all of your employees will start giving you the value so that one day, pag nakapag-Europe ka, Europe din sila lahat.
Yes.
Diba? Masaya yun, diba? So again, we wanna reinforce a culture of people keeping their word. Number 2, people holding each other accountable by making sure that we only want excellence. And people na walang excellence, they will have to be, handled with a lot of love and care, but however, a lot of boundaries.
Yeah.
Friend, parang 3 beses na tayong ganito. Baka naman, no, pwede mo nang i-consider na ayusin naman yan. Kasi kung hindi, Ang katakot ko, baka magre-resign ako bilang manager mo. Then there's consequences. And I think that's one thing we want to put into na when we do our OD program, we must put this as a structure, as a culture, as a way of working so that the excellence pataas ng pataas ng pataas up until it becomes now a normal in how we do our business.
Wow. Thank you so much, coaches, no, for dropping that a lot of value to us. And right now, with all the things na natutunan natin and everything na ina-apply natin na organizational development into our business, tingin nyo, what can you advise to other e-commerce business owners kung gaano to ka-importanteng itong practice na ginagawa natin? Paano nyo siya nakikitang importante in applying this also into their business?
Sa akin siguro is if gusto mo ng less stress at gusto mo ng katuwag na magmamanage ng mga tao. Again, dalawa lang naman ang problem kapag may problema ka sa business eh. It's either system or people. So let them handle the people.
Yeah.
Tutulungan ka nilang i-handle yung people, which is for me mas mahirap siya kaysa sa system.
Correct.
Kasi ang system pag ginawa mo, okay na yon, pwede mo yan i-revise. Pero sino din ba ang gagawa ng system? People pa din. So if you want less stress in handling people, OD is the answer. Kasi sila na bahalang magturo dyan kung paano mag-take ng ownership, paano alagaan ang sarili nila. So OD is a lot of help doon sa mga business owner na somehow kung gusto mong mabawasan ng kaunti yung stress mo, hindi naman mawawala yan kasi lagi naman may ganyan. Pero kung gusto mo na mas maging magaang yung trabaho, mas mag-grow sila with you. So yan din kasi yung struggle ng ibang mga may-ari ng business eh. They're having a hard time na makahabol yung mga employees sa level nila, the way they think. So kung gusto mong i-elevate the way they think and handle things, dapat mag-OD sila. Kasi para matutunan nila kung paano ba magkaroon ng CEO mindset.
Nice.
Importante kasi na yung mga employees natin and leaders, ma-expose din sila sa mga ibang leaders. Na kung saan, hindi lang po, mauumay at mauumay kasi yan eh. Kung ikaw at ikaw lagi yung nag-mentor, nagtuturo. So iba pa rin pag mayroong ibang tao yung nag-guide and nagsasabi ko ano yung mga dapat gawin. Para hindi din laging bias lang yung may ibang tao na mag-guide and magtuturo ng accountability din sa bawat isa.
Right now, boss, no, since na-share nyo a while ago na before, tinuturuan lang din kayo ng e-commerce. And right now, I believe meron kayong program or event na kayo naman right now yung nagtuturo ng e-commerce. Can you expand it more? Maybe share to our audience right now. Paano yung ginagawa nyo with the people na interested to do e-commerce?
Yung ginagawa namin na yun, before kasi, nung nag-start kami ng 2019, may mga nagtuturo din kami mag-e-commerce. Kasi kumbaga, pandagdag din po muna namin yun nung nag-start kami. Tapos, yung mga tinuturuan namin before, yung mga kaibigan namin, kapatid, kakilala, kumbaga, hindi siya naka-public. Naka-private lang siya sa mga exclusive lang sa kakilala namin. And ang good thing nun, nagkaroon din sila ng magagandang result.
Wow.
Right now, may nakapagpatayo na rin ng bahay. Yung isa, mas talagang nalampasan pa kami.
Wow.
Sobrang ngayon, nililibre na lang kami sa Hong Kong. Nakabili na ng 16 properties.
Wow.
Talagang so syempre, ang sarap din kasi sa feeling ng ganun eh. Na may mga tao na nabago din yung buhay. Kasi na-influence din namin, naturuan din namin mag-e-commerce. And lately kasi, ang dami din talagang lumalapit pa sa amin. And right now kasi, hindi namin sila talaga ma-accommodate. Kasi nga, kami busy kami dun sa sarili namin business eh. Ang dami namin businesses right now. And ang good thing, nung lumapit kasi, nung nagkita kami ni Gensis, nung nung inintroduce nila sa amin yung partnership, parang okay, yan yung problem namin eh. Ang daming lumalapit, hindi namin alam paano tuturuan. Kasi before, alam namin yung way eh. Ngayon kasi iba na. So as, di ba, yung e-commerce kasi ang bilis talaga magbago niyan. So ang good thing, yung problem namin na gusto naming magturo pero hindi namin kaya, nasa Gensis. So nung nag-meet kami, okay, sige, let's do this.
Yeah.
Meron kaming ganitong fulfillment and dropshipping, gawa natin ng sistema. So with that, right now, meron kaming partnership with Gensis which is nag-educate kami na mga gustong matutong mag-e-commerce. Nag-empower kami sa mga existing na may e-commerce pero gusto nilang i-scale yung business nila. So with the help of Gensis e-commerce, so ine-educate namin sila, in-empower namin sila. And at the same time, in-elevate namin yung learning kasi with the help to ng nila Coach Ras na rin ng IM Plus kasi yung mga leaders dito, ang good thing, kumbaga, yung mga leaders to na mentoran talaga ni Coach Raseco, which is yung mga tao na to sobrang excellent, sobrang kung ano yung sinasabi nila, ginagawa nila, and sobrang open sa feedback. Yun yung nagustuhan ko eh. Kasi minsan may mga comment kami kay Gensis na i-feedback pa lang namin, ginagawa na nila.
Yeah.
So natuwa kami doon. Kasi before, matagal na namin alam si Gensis pero hindi kami nagpa-partner. Pero nung nakita kasi namin nakita namin na na-expose sila sa IM Plus and yung mga leaders ni IM Plus inabsorb ni Gensis, ang laki na naging changes. Kaya nung time na yon, nung nakita namin na okay, let's do this na, makipag-partner na tayo.
Maybe I would like to hear from Coach Ras, no? Kung anong perspective niya sa ganyang mga types of business owners na talagang giving.
In principle, which I have absolutely embraced, what I eat, breathe, and sleep, maybe as young as 20, is this saying that I got from Zig Ziglar. You can only have everything in life that you want if you just help enough people get what they want. So which means if I want more blessings, I just become a blessing to everyone. And I think it's a principle that we want to start looking into collaboration, supporting one another, taking a look at again, we have several business owners who's been here whose only wish is to make sure that they're able to help as many people as you can. So still the foundation is not profit, it's not pleasure, but it's really purpose. Because I would always say when the purpose is clear, the profit will just appear. So that's where I see you guys na no matter what, may struggle, yes, pero hindi kayo bumibigay because ang focus nyo is hindi kitaan only, but ang focus nyo gusto nyo makatulong. Napakaganda ng puso niyo. Maraming salamat.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Coach Ras, for that wonderful message that you have given. And it's so evident na yung influence mo goes beyond business and money, but you influence other people as well to contribute sa country natin. So with that, guys, baka meron kayong final words for our audience or for Coach Ras or for this podcast?
Gusto ko lang i-add yung isa sa mga practices ng contribution namin. So ito din yung nakita kong very reason kung bakit yung business namin tuloy-tuloy pa rin hanggang ngayon. Kasi nung nagsisimula kami, sinimulan talaga namin dun sa tamang practices na ginagawa namin, which is yung 10% ng kinikita namin, binibigyan namin kay Lord.
Power of tithing.
So kumbaga, yun yung nakita ko and taka nga ako bakit ang dami nang nag-struggle, sa dami namin kasabay sa e-commerce pero wala na sila, kami nandito pa rin. Kami pag may hinayong gantong business, may business na umaangat. So ala kong nakitang ibang dahilan. Kundi yung ginagawa namin na yung 10% ng kinikita namin, binibigyan namin kilo.
Can I guarantee something? Ito based on talaga to, study na meron ako. Lahat ng kakilala kong hirap sa pera kasi hirap pagpakawala.
Correct.
Pero yung alam ko yung maluwag sa pera, kahit may bagyo, kahit may ulan, kahit may crisis, walang katapusan ang papasok kasi alam lang principle. It's only that you give when you receive. But when you receive, you stop giving, you stop the flow. That's why it's called currency. It has to flow out for it to flow in. And it's a very systematic way that you start letting go of 10% of how much regularly so that ang pasok regular lang. So that's a very powerful tool that I would always love to hear and love to speak about. So again, if you're looking for more financial blessing, be willing to give money away in a very systematic way, not in a very careless way. There's some people, pag jumakpa, talagang kung saan-saan, di ba? Yung bill ng restaurant, 1,500. Tapos ang tip is 1,000, 2,000. Parang careless ang tawag dyan.
Yes.
Pero pag systematize, no, at regular yung labas, regular din yung pasok. No? And ako, I'm just so blessed. I was never born and raised Catholic, but again, I'm helping a lot of Catholic church. I also have mga Pentecostal church. I have, again, my priority is to make sure every month, no, I take out more than 10% of my earning, I give it away on a regular basis. Why? Regular ang pasok ng pera.
Yeah, I agree. And how about this? Anything na you would like to share or any thoughts that you have in mind right now?
Sa akin siguro yung importance of joining a community. So most of the time kasi yung mga business owners, they want to survive nang sila lang and they having a hard time to ask support. But again, it's just about surviving. Iba yung thriving and enjoying the business that you have. So in the first place din naman bakit tayo nag-business is gusto nating ma-enjoy yung life. So sobrang importante na makahanap tayo ng tao, community that can support us kasi again, no man is an island. Ang tagal na nating naririnig yan pero ako, guilty ako back then kasi I don't want to ask support. Gusto ko mag-isa, struggling mag-isa pero right now, no, exposing myself to other people, nare-realize ko, ganun lang kadali mag-tap ng tao. Kung kailangan mo ng support, merong willing sumuporta sa'yo. So, sa akin is the importance of joining a community that can support you.
Wow. Thank you so much now for your time, Ms. Dessa and Mr. Melvin. And with that, thank you so much. Once again, I'm Don and I'm also with Dale and Coach Ross. This is Beyond Business Playbook Podcast, reminding you that real business growth starts with the right playbook.
And if you are a business owner and you find value in this at gusto mong ma-experience ang aming free leadership and culture assessment, don't hesitate to hit us up dahil nandito kami to support you. Follow and like for more strategies to help you scale smarter and lead better.